Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Welcome back to another video. Listen, we're going to be talking about all of the latest Chelsea news, as well as a slight preview on West Ham as well. Obviously, that game coming up very, very soon. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button as well. And yeah, let's get into it. There is plenty to discuss, plenty that we haven't spoken about. And we might as well delve straight in there. We're going to start off with breaking news from yesterday. Villarreal agreed a deal to sign Renato Veiga on a permanent deal from Chelsea for £25.5 million. A package with add-ons included and also a heavy sell-on clause. This is according to Fabrizio Romano. That is a here we go. Renato Veiga is going to Spain. He's going to be playing Champions League football, which, by the way, I think is a good move for all parties. Chelsea needed to offload him. He needed to leave. And Villarreal have really committed a lot of money. This is a record signing for them. They're clearly very, very confident that he's going to perform for them. But I think most importantly, from their perspective, I think that they've got a pretty safe investment. They're going to be able to sell him on for a profit, which explains why they've spent as much money as they have. Now, personally, I wouldn't have accepted this deal if the sell-on clause wasn't what it is. And it's a great sell-on clause. It's 40%. And that puts us in a fantastic position where, let's say that Villarreal end up selling Renato Veiga for upwards of 40 million pounds or whatever in the future, which is, based on inflation. Let's just presume that Veiga continues, performing well in Spain. Chelsea will get a very, very sizable chunk of that money. And, that could put us upwards of 35 million, which is more than Atletico offered us. So it actually could put us in a position where we make more money on this transfer than we would have if we would have gone down the route of accepting something with Atletico Madrid. So there is obviously a risk that Veiga could leave on a free and then Chelsea get nothing out of it, but I heavily doubt that. And I think that if he does play well, there's obviously going to be other clubs out there that are going to be looking to bring in Veiga. So yeah, all the best to him. But I mean, if we're being totally honest, we could have been in a situation where he was playing consistently for Chelsea right now from game week 1. But instead he decided to leave in January, and I think that honestly it was the wrong decision. Have a little patience, and you never know what can happen in football. Things can change very quickly. And Veiga went from being a player who was valued at Chelsea, but he was a rotation option. He went out on loan. It was good for him to go out on loan, but now we obviously only want players who are committed to the club, and he clearly wasn't. So he's off. But there wasn't much longer after before we then reached an agreement to sign Julio Enciso from Brighton. He's going to go to Strasbourg initially, but he could be viewed as a long-term Chelsea player. That's according to David Ornstein. Other reports are saying that it depends on how well he plays at Strasbourg. There's no guarantee from Chelsea that he's going to be a Chelsea player. But, he has shown promising signs. He's very young. I think he's 21, 22 years old. From Paraguay, it's about 20 million, including add-ons. It's a deal where, again, you think financially it makes sense. Surprise, surprise, Chelsea in with another opportunistic signing. And he played 13 games for Ipswich last season. He got about 5 GA. So I don't think those are bad stats considering it's Ipswich. I think that he can do very well for Strasbourg. And I think that Strasbourg ultimately needed to strengthen after losing Petrovic and Santos. And I think he's going to be a welcome addition there. But I mean, if I am being honest, looking at the long-term future at Chelsea, I'm not really seeing it. I'm not seeing a real justification for why a player like Enciso can come in and dethrone Cole Palmer or take the spot of Esteval. We've got so many other attacking players that we're being linked with. Xavi Simons, again, another player who can play in that 10. I don't really see that being a viable option. But again, If he's really, really good, I don't think we're going to sniff our nose up at a player who's there. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Bournemouth are in talks with Chelsea for Axel Disasi over a potential loan move with an option to buy. I do think that's probably the best option with Disasi. I don't think we're going to get a permanent offer just because nobody's going to pay us money where we recoup the money that we spend or even make a profit. So from Chelsea's point of view, unless you're willing to take a loss, it's not going to happen. And I think that they're pretty committed to not losing money. So if they have to loan him out for another couple of years, I think that's what's going to happen. Now, here's a really interesting scenario. Now, for those of you, some of you may have heard what was going on with Wesley Fofana. There was all this talk about his social media. He basically took everything that was Chelsea off of his Instagram. And I responded, basically saying, what the hell is going on? I think it's really, really strange. But we've got a little bit of an update from Enzo Maresca on Fofana's social media activity. He said, I spoke with Wes every day and he is very happy. He is joining all the sessions with us. He is very happy. He was on the bench against Palace, but from tomorrow, he can get some minutes. We are happy and he is happy. Unfortunately, I do not have any idea about his Instagram activity. He was also asked, Maresca, if Fofana was getting support from Chelsea. He said he's happy. We are happy. There is nothing to add on that. Abuse, as you said, is never good, not good for Wes or any player, any human being in the world, but it's something we can't control. In terms of injury news, obviously Lav is still out, Badiashile is out, but Fofana will be back. And again, Maresca said there's a good chance he will be getting minutes. Unlike Nicholas Jackson, who is available, he's not going to be a part of the squad. It seems like he'll probably end up leaving this window, although I will say, they need to get a move on Newcastle, Villa, whoever it is that are looking to take on these players. You've only got a week or so left, so hurry up. But speaking of another player, Tosin, he is available. Round of applause for Tosin, people. Thank God. All of this debate, all of this nonsense about a centre-back, to be fair, maybe nonsense is a little bit harsh. I'll take that back. It's not nonsense, but over analyzing a situation that is not as bad as people make it out to be. The fact that we got Tosin available is obviously good. I'm a big fan of Tosin. And obviously Colwell being injured, everyone's desperate for a centre-back. Everyone is desperate. Maresca's come out and said, listen, what I said was misinterpreted. I meant I was trying to find an internal solution, not a signing. Now, whether that's something that he's echoing from the club, who knows? I know some people are still not happy about that. But I do think that if Maresca was really, really that angry about this situation, he'd probably stay firm on that opinion. And I'm going to take his word on it. But I don't really care anyway, because I think that Maresca, as a Club World Cup winning manager, as a manager who got Chelsea top 4 last season with that backing in January, I think he's more than capable of getting us Champions League football again without having a centre-back who's not as good at passing out from the back as Levi Colwell or Tosin. I think that we're going to be fine. So let's not over-exaggerate our situation. We don't have a defensive crisis. I don't think that's a conversation that we can really entertain. If we stop keeping clean sheets, that's a different story. But clean sheets isn't the issue, is it? The issue is how we progress the ball. And I think that we will have to find solutions. But again, if Tosin's in there, we'll probably just see the classic style of play that we've adopted under Maresca. More updates on the Dortmund and Chelsea saga. We've obviously done some business with Borussia Dortmund, signing Jamie Gittins for 55 million. And they have been very keen to take on Carney Chukwuemeka, but they sent a very disrespectful offer. It was about 15 million with add-ons on top, which, considering we turned a bid of about 35 million down from AC Milan a year or two ago, I mean, he hasn't got worse, Chukwuemeka. Let's be honest, he hasn't got worse, and there's a reason that Dortmund want him. He's obviously a very good player. We are in direct talks over a loan move with Dortmund for Aaron Anselmino, our centre back. We have proposed, according to Patrick Berger, who's a Sky reporter, a double deal, which is Carney Chukwuemeka on a permanent transfer and Anselmino on loan. So very, very interesting to see what happens there. Fabrizio Romano's sort of confirmed that story, saying that Dortmund are in advanced talks to sign Chukwuemeka on a permanent deal, and again Anselmino on loan as well. So how the tables have turned from being in a position where essentially Dortmund were almost disrespectful with such a pathetic offer, and now there is a serious negotiation going on. I don't think these negotiations are always going to be pretty, but you just want a good end result, and that's what we're hoping for. And I think we will get it. Not necessarily as much as we'd like for Chukwuemeka, but if we can get a loan with Anselmino as well, I think that plays in our favour. So, yeah, listen, I'm excited for the game against West Ham. I'm feeling confident. If you're asking for my score prediction, probably say 4-0. Does anyone think we're going to lose that game? I mean, let me know in the comments your predictions, your thoughts, if you think we're going to win, lose, or draw. I mean, I think that 95% of Chelsea fans think a win as a bare minimum. I mean, look at West Ham and the situation they're in. It's not exactly happy sailing, and we're on the up. Even more so, we haven't won a game, so that hunger is going to be there to kickstart our season. But we'll have to wait and see. Listen, big up to all of you. Really appreciate your time, and we will catch up very, very